What's up guys, Aoki here, and today I've got some good news and I've got some bad news. So I'm going to go ahead and get right into it, not waste any of you guys' time. About a week ago I made this video covering the quick gameplay thoughts on July 27th, where they said they're looking at buffing a couple of tanks, Leona included, of course. I'll leave this video down in the description if you want to watch through it. So an update on that, this is the buff that we're receiving. So I'll go ahead and go over this and why I think that this is potentially the worst buff to ever grace the likes of League of Legends ever, and in fact how it's not even a buff at all. So the goal, giving the Leona the potential for much higher uptime on her defense button, her W, but trying to do so in a way that doesn't buff her lane too much. As such, W and E have had their damages redistributed to mean Leona doesn't get both incredible offense and incredible defense if she maxes W. Very well spoken, and a great mission. Let's look how they implement that. The damage on her W is being reduced at later levels. The cooldown is going from 14 to 18, 16, 14, 12, 10. So immediately right off the bat in the early game you have a higher cooldown and less damage on your W. Armor going from 25, 35, 45, 55, 65 to 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So reduced at all ranks, and it's pretty much the same thing on their magic resist. And a small damage buff to the Zenith Blade. Riot, in what universe is this a buff to Leona? This is the big buff we were waiting for. This is the tank buff that's going to bring her out of retirement. She's sitting at a 48 to 49% win rate with like a 4% pick rate, if I'm not mistaken on that. So pretty much, I've been scouring the Leona main subreddit. So these are not just random players. These are not just random Reddit users. These are people that play pretty much solely Leona, to the point where like all of their browsing habits are based around Leona. So these are just a couple of the comments that I picked out. Basically everyone's agreeing that it's not at all a buff. If it is a buff, it's the worst buff ever. So let me talk about why that is, and you guys can pause and read this if you want, but I'm going to continue talking. So it's not a buff at all to Leona because it's missing what's core to her character. Why people play Leona is to dominate laning phase and to basically fall off. When you play Leona, you're basically in a race against the clock. You don't want to reach to be in games where it reaches 35, 40 minutes, 45 minutes, nothing like that, because basically every other support is inherently more useful than you due to your binary and very, very simple kit. You play Leona because you want to win lane, because you want to roam, because you want to close out games early. Yes, she is strong early. Yes, she is terrible early. That's who Leona is. It's intrinsic to her character, guys. So that's the bad news. Some good news is, and I have gotten permission to share this, I'm going to be showing you some PMs that I've gotten from a Riot member, basically saying that he's listening to my, because I talked about this on stream yesterday, he's saying that they're listening to my feedback and are considering reverting it. He says, so I don't know if this is going to happen or not, but just got out of the long conversation on Leona, possible revert on some of those changes. Riot, please revert these changes, man. Nothing definite yet. Just wanted to let you know you're considering your feedback, and there's just me asking for permission to share that. So there is some bad news and there's some good news, guys. I genuinely think that these are some of the worst changes I've ever seen to Leona. She's essentially received nothing but nerfs for the past year and a half. The worst being she was really strong in preseason and absolutely gutted in terms of the keystones that she can use, her itemization, her base stats, everything. This is not the buff that we need, guys. This is not the buff that we want. This is really, I can't stress that enough. This should not ship. Please continue testing this. So I promised you guys I would keep you up to date on all the Leona buffs and apparent nerfs. So I just wanted to let you guys know I will be monitoring this, and I will put out a new video if the changes are changed. And if this video is completely irrelevant by the time of me posting it, it won't be posted. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think about these buffs. Let me know what you think about these supposed buffs down in the comments. Take it easy. Peace.